उनसे क्यों कर रही है?
That is iskcon. So
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Mataji. We are very much. Mataji, can we leave it now, please? We will do it later on. Sorry. Everything is there, Mataji, Krishna Katha. You won't miss anything. Yeah, right? So, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Mataji. We are very fortunate to have His Grace Devakinandan Das from Singapore with us. Many of us, we know about him, but for the devotees who are here first time, I'd like to mention a few words about him. He is a very, very senior devotee in the Krishna consciousness movement. And when he was a young boy, around 14 years, since then he got in touch with bhagavatam. So now over the last 35 years, he has been studying bhagavatam, and not only studying bhagavatam, he has been practicing also the bhagavatam. He is the foremost disciple of our Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. And he has been preaching aggressively around the world for last so many years. And along with that preaching, he was very much instrumental and supported Maharaj in building the temple in Dwarka Dham. And after Maharaj left in 2010, so over the last 9 years, he worked aggressively with so many other devotees. And now if you see the picture of the temple, you can't believe that such a magnanimous temple has come up in such a short period. I must say a short period because it's a very big temple. And Maharaj always used to mention that devotee has got one quality, so many qualities, but one of the qualities I like about Prabhu, Maharaj used to say that devotee has got the time for everything. And that's what I like about Prabhuji, that he has got the time for everything. He doesn't miss anything. He has got his own family. He has 2 children. He is running own practice like me, but I'm in a mess, right? In terms of time management, frankly speaking, Prabhu. So, but he runs his own practice. He has one-to-one meeting with the devotees. He looks after Singapore Yatra. He travels around the world. He is a member of the GBC. So many wonderful qualities about him. He is a very nice preacher, and at the same time, he does a very nice Kirtan also. So we are really fortunate to have him almost now after 2 years. So I request all the devotees to hear him attentively, take the notes, whatever he speaks, because Maharaj really speaks through him. Maharaj has got so many invaluable instructions, and he has taken all those instructions 100% to his heart. And so we are really very, very fortunate and blessed to have him today, and tomorrow also we will have a program. So we would like to welcome him by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, lovingly 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. His Grace Devakinandan Prabhu ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Very happy to see so many devotees and very happy to see many familiar faces. So my pranams to all of you. Jai Shri Prabhupada. I've really missed the association of devotees in Abu Dhabi, and I'm very happy to be back here. Maybe we chant Krishna's names for a few minutes, and then we'll see a nice verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. I was just reading it, so it may be nice for us to share. Tomorrow is a very auspicious day. It's the appearance of the Lord in the form of Varaha. So tomorrow, if you are available, maybe we can also discuss the wonderful pastime of the Lord in His beautiful form of Lord Varaha. And today is Ekadashi, so it's the best way to spend time with each other. Ekadashi, the challenge normally for devotees is the mind will tell you to eat everything else except Ekadashi today. That's the day you have a craving for all the things that you don't normally have, you know. And it's worldwide, it's an international phenomenon. But it shows us the power of the mind. So, when the best way to engage our mind in Ekadashi is actually to chant Krishna's names. It's best. So, this is really Prabhupada's mercy. Let's chant Krishna's names. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jai Shri Ram Sankirtan Nitai like this. There is a nice verse from the first canto, 15th chapter, the 8th verse, 115:8. It's a good verse to remember on Ekadashi day because it speaks about how advanced devotees actually try to remember Krishna. The whole point of Krishna consciousness is so that we become conscious of Krishna. And actually when you think about it, you'll find the things that you're most conscious of are the things that you genuinely feel for and you care for. It's very natural. If you want to be conscious of something, you'll also find that you need to actually spend some time on it. Otherwise you don't become conscious of it. So time is something that must be used to increase consciousness. Sometimes we ask how to become more conscious of something. It is time that helps us become more conscious of something. Krishna says that time I am destroyer of the world. Because if we don't use time for Krishna, then time will consume us. But those devotees who are attached to the lotus feet of Krishna, whatever time that they have, they steal time from this material world and they use it to remember Krishna. So on the platform of time, remembrance of Krishna comes. And the only thing stopping us from remembering Krishna is when we don't use the time for Him. So this is a very important point, a deep connection between time, consciousness, and using it for Krishna. In this first canto, 15th chapter, the title is Pandavas Retire Timely. But the most important part of this chapter is that it is actually a series of beautiful remembrances of Krishna by his great devotee Arjuna. In Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was hearing Krishna, but he was on a battlefield. So the mood was a bit different. He didn't want to fight, and Krishna told him why he should fight. But here the mood is different because Krishna has disappeared from the world. In the 14th chapter of the first canto, Yudhishthira Maharaj was waiting and waiting for Arjuna to come back after he went to see Krishna in Dwarka. But it took months and months and he never returned. So after a while, Yudhishthira Maharaj also began to feel in his heart, why is Arjuna taking so long? He looked at the omens in the sky and they were not good omens. And he came to understand that the world is becoming inauspicious because there is no Krishna. So this is an important point for us to take back, especially on Ekadashi Day. If we want to make our lives meaningful, then we can only do it if we use our time for Krishna. When the time that is given to us by Krishna is not used in turn for Him, then time becomes very difficult. The nature of time without Krishna is described by is described by his brother, Vidura, who came back to see Dhritarashtra in the first canto, 13th chapter. And he describes the nature of time as Atyakramat Avinyata. Atyakramat Avinyata. In first canto, 13th chapter, he says that. Why? Because the nature of time is, first, it is imperceptible. Avinyata means imperceptible. Imperceptible means we can't perceive it. We don't know how it comes and we don't know how it goes. Have you noticed how sometimes time flies and you don't know how it flew? Then have you noticed sometimes time, when you want the time to fly, it doesn't go anywhere. If you're in a company of someone really nice, time flies like anything. And before you know it, you have to leave. If you can't stand the person and you're stuck with him in a train for 2 hours, 2 hours can become 4, 5, 6 hours. So it is like that, I remember my Guru Maharaj, one married couple came and sat down with him after they got married. Maharaj asked, how is your marriage? And they said, Maharaj, time is just flying because we are so much in love with each other. So Maharaj said, that's very nice. You come and see me next year. 2 years later, they came to see Maharaj in Dwarka. And Maharaj asked, so how's the marriage going on? At that time, the wife had to go down to take something. So husband looked behind and realized wife wasn't there. And then he said, Maharaj, now time is too long. Last time we couldn't wait, how we come back and to see each other. Now what's happening is I'm spending a bit more time in the office. And I tell half an hour more in the office, half an hour less with her. And that is the nature of time. If you don't use time, time uses you. And Krishna is powerful because he's time. So, as time passed and Yudhishthira Maharaj realized that Arjuna was not coming back, he knew that time had come. And the time had come for Krishna to depart from this world. And true enough, at some point of time, Arjuna comes back. And in the first canto, 14th chapter, you will find that Arjuna looks very dejected, very depressed, and very down. And so, actually I kept my voice deliberately lower because I thought it may be, too piercing. Is it okay if I speak this way, bro?
The audience behind cannot. No, the audience behind cannot.
You mean behind this wall? Oh, there. Oh, sorry, Mati. I didn't see. Okay. So if I speak at this tone, it's all right? It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So then Arjuna was asked by Yudhishthira Maharaj, why you are looking so depressed and dejected? And then in 14th chapter, Arjuna gives so many beautiful reasons why he is dejected. And he gives these reasons not through himself, but Yudhishthira Maharaj asked the questions. He asked him, are you dejected because you met someone of impeachable character? Are you dejected because someone defeated you? And like this he was asking him. But after he asked him all those questions, Arjuna did not reply to them one by one. His reply is very important for us to learn as devotees. His entire reply is in the 15th chapter. Instead of replying specifically, no, I didn't do this, no, I didn't do that, Arjuna just replied in one simple way. He said that the reason why I'm dejected is because that great personality of Godhead, my dearest friend, Sri Krishna, he has now left from this world. So you see, sometimes when so many opportunities come for us to speak about other subjects or to concentrate on ourselves, I'm down, I'm this, I'm that, the great devotees of the Lord in Bhagavatam, they never look at themselves. It is a very consistent thing about them. Every time there is a problem, they don't look inside to say the problem is with me, the problem is with you. No. they always looked to Krishna. When the bull and the cow were harassed by Kali, the personality of Kali, behaving and disguised as a king, he was beating them to the point where the bull had already lost almost all its legs except for one, and the cow was in distress and misery. When Parikshit Maharaj saw the personality of Kali beating this way, he came immediately to see the cow and the bull. And as a king should, he asked them, "Tell me now, confirm to me now, who has been beating and harassing you? Confirm it to me." All the cow and the bull had to do was to say, "This is the personality who did it." But what did they answer in Bhagavatam? They said something amazing. The cow and the bull said, "We are not sure actually who is the person who has done this to us. And we are not sure what is the reason why this has been done to us. All we know is that the remote cause of all that has happened is surely the Supreme Lord Himself." You see, they never turn back to look at themselves and say, "I suffered so much, Parikshit Maharaj, because of